Hi, once again. This is Chalice here, episode number 3, and this is April 13th, 2021. This will probably be short. I just finished my legal class for tonight, finished early, and part of the class tonight was we were provided with this um, suit, this complaint that the state of Florida, oh, over here, the state of Florida is suing for injunctive relief against the shutdowns of the cruise lines. So, first of all, um, this first thing is with this sort of thing. So now we, so now we have to sue to get our rights. We have to now plead with our government overlords to please let us go on a boat. We'll be good, we'll be nice. Please just let us go on a boat. And for regardless of what your opinions are about this thing, our rights are sacrosanct. And they are a part of us just because from merely being human, we have these rights to freely travel, to speak out, to live as we want to live, to take care of ourselves. We have a right to take care of ourselves. How did we get to the point where we now have to sue to have our rights we're supposed to already have? People, 200 and something years ago, people went to war over, they had more liberties than we do now. And they went to war over the slightest little of oppression from a king. They 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 gave their lives. People died. They gave up their houses. Um, they walked through snow with no shoes on or barely any coverings on their feet, and they had a frostbite, and their toes were falling off. They went through all of that just so we could have, just to get out of a kingdom, so we could have our right to live our life, so that we were no longer ruled over by a dictator, by a king. So they went through all of that. They died. They walked through the snow to protect their rights. What have we done? What have we done? What are we doing to protect our rights? Or are we just handing them over here? Here, you take it. Here's your silver platter. It is for liberty-minded folks. It's beyond disgusting. Um, so what I see when I see suits like this, I see I see nothing but oppression. How oppressed and enslaved have we become that we now have to file a suit to have our rights? Um, and a little bit of a lesson here. You can also see I've gone through here and made notes, and there is every single paragraph I could have made a note on. There are assertions that and claims that are made that are non-founded and such, but none of that is the point. What really is the point here comes comes down here, where it says, I can't read backwards, where it says, uh, Florida is a sovereign state. Yes, it is. And in fact, we as individual people are ourselves sovereign. Each one of us is as sovereign as a state, or as Germany, or as Canada, or as anyone else. So we have our own sovereignty, and it's sacrosanct. And so we can't just, it cannot just be arbitrarily thrown in jail, even though the jail is our own house. We cannot be done that. That cannot happen. But any the and has the authority and responsibility to protect the well-being of its public fisc, which is true. The money it takes from the taxpayers, it has a responsibility to take care of it properly. How then, if you have a responsibility for that money, do you pay the drug companies for it, for them to make a profit? There's We already have an issue. But then it goes on to say, and to respond, the authority and responsibility to protect um, the fiscal area and the health, safety, and welfare of its citizens. That is absolutely false. There is no government that has any authority or responsibility, or both, or any of it, to protect the health, safety, and welfare of the residents. Their only job, their only purpose for existence is to protect the rights of its citizens, of its bona fide, legal, lawful citizens. That is the only job of the government, to protect the rights of the citizens against those who would usurp those rights. So, in order to sue, we have to sue in a federal court and plead to have the right to travel. How do we get this far? How have we let it go this far? It's sad that 200 and something years ago, they went through literal hell to give us the ability to govern ourselves and keep the government out of our lives. Yet we have abandoned those principles, and now we have to sue in a court to get them back. Why have we gone so far? We were not listening. We were not doing our job. Our job is to keep the reins on the government, to not let them overpower us with anything they want to come up with. No government, no person, no nothing can take away our rights. How would anybody like if their neighbor went to their house and said, "You got to stay in your house, don't come out. We don't like you to come out. We don't want to see you. Stay in your house." You would say, "No way. You can't tell us what to do." The same principle goes with the government. They cannot tell you what to do. This was actually, we're going to get into a segment I was going to do later, but regulation stifles liberty, and how are you going to make somebody who's not sick stay home? But that's a whole nother matter. The point is, for this little talk, is that we have got to a stage where we now have to sue and plead to have our rights. We have to plead like any other slaves to get our rights back. And even then, the pleading in here was open with reasonable safety precautions. Okay, first, who defines reasonable? And how can you restrict? How can you restrict it at all? There can be no restrictions at all. If somebody doesn't want to go out and take a chance, don't go. But it is a nauseating matter that we're to the point where we have to plead for the government to give us rights. How did we get so far off the track? Anyway, I think that's all for now. I wanted to make this quick so that I could get it out while it was fresh in my mind. Thank you for watching, I'll say. And please subscribe. Hit the like. I know this is administrative things, but I'm not asking for money now. Although support is nice. These things didn't come for free, but that's not the point. The point is I just have to speak. Anybody who wants to listen, thank you. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's okay. Comment is fine. What you don't like, comment what you like. That's fine. But subscribe and like, and hit the little bell. That way, when I send these, when I post these, you'll get noticed. So that's it for me. Chalice is signing off for today, and remember always to stay courageous.